June 20th, 2023 was when the fallen meta was shaken violently by Todd Howard himself. This day marked the release of the Once in a Blue Moon update, adding a lot of unique gear, but more importantly, it added Fallout 76's best gun, the Elder's Mark. The Elder's Mark is the most commonly praised commando gun, easily achieving huge damage numbers, and has a very high amount of playstyles. But it really hit center stage after the Milepost Zero update, which out of all the things it added and removed, it added the ability to change out your legendaries. Weirdly enough, the Elder's Mark was one of the few unique guns that could change its legendaries, which it caused this. Yeah, that was before update 62, which put this gun in front of everyone, but we'll get to that soon. The build used in that clip was a stealth commando build, but it was utilizing two of the unique traits of the Elder's Mark. For one, as mentioned earlier, it's one of the few guns that just straight up allow customization. Prior to the upcoming pet update, which allows every gun to be changed out and swapped, the Elder's Mark and a few other guns from this same update were the only guns allowed to have their legendaries changed. And secondly, this gun has the Cursed effect, which gives it a simple 35% damage increase, 15% fire rate increase, all at the low cost of a little bit of a durability decrease. Unsurprisingly, this alone causes the gun to just surpass every other commando gun. And just to really top it all off, it had the ability to have an extended mag, suppressor, hardened receiver, it had everything. So therefore, you could literally use this in a stealth build too. Once tier 4 legendaries were added, people soon realized the pinpointers and conductors just broke this gun and made it irrevocably meta. But at the end of the day, that was just for players that had the plans, or even just people that grinded a lot in the game, which, unsurprisingly, newer players just didn't have that privilege. So while this was technically the best gun in the game then, it was still not used as often because newer players just didn't have the stuff to make it good yet. So during this time, a lot of players just kept their guns, they kept the fixer, they kept all the other stuff they had, just because, again, it was just easier to have them. And this stayed for the most part, up until Update 62, the put card rework. Update 62 removed all the old gun-specific cards, so we're gone were the days of heavy gunner and rifle cards, but instead were stuff like Bulletstorm, and more importantly, Onslaught. Around this time, Onslaught became Furious's new gimmick. So instead of Furious giving you damage per consecutive hit, you would just get Onslaught stacks, and those stacks gave you 5% more damage. Now indirectly, this actually buffed the Elder's Mark and put it way past its original problems. As mentioned before, newer players just had a hard time getting this gun, and when they did get it, they would have to make it good instead of just being good. To put it in perspective, you had to get this gun from an event, which happened only every around 20 minutes. Which sounds reasonable until you realize that there's about like 30-ish events at the time, which made it really hard to get this one event to happen. Not to mention that there are 4 other rewards you could get, meaning that it was a 1 out of 5 chance to just get the Elder's Mark. Now while it is still rare to get the Elder's Mark, if anything it's actually harder nowadays to get it. But now you literally don't have to do a singular thing to it, and then we'll start doing stuff like this. As you see, it went from needing better effects to just straight up being good. Once players started to understand what Onslaught had to offer, it immediately replaced most if not every commando gun, and just for fun, you could still change the gun to whatever you needed for your build. If you needed bloody, you could put bloodied on it. If you wanted more ammo, you could put crod on it. Hell, if you wanted 2-shot, you can just do 2-shot. This made it go from just some random gun that is really good to the gun that had for commandos. Not only that, it's also just the best gun in this game. And that's what it was for a really long time. Nothing could outdo it, but eventually, Todd Howard has to shake up the meta all over again. Now as of this video's recording date, the Elder's Mark is still crazy, but the pet update is removing the curse trait from it, and giving it 2% extra VAT accuracy and crit damage per onslaught stack you have. If this makes it to the live game, it makes the gun turn into this. Now it's still really good. It's shredding bosses. But with all the other guns that are getting reworked this update, I think this is finally time for the Elder's Mark to take a rest. I personally believe this update will finally make people just forget this gun exists and we'll move on to a whole new gun and have a whole new meta, but I can't know for certain, nor will I know until the fall update. And that wraps up this video. This is my first time doing a video essay thing of sorts. I know it wasn't really that long or anything. I just think it's interesting, you know, to look back on what the Elder's Mark was and what it became. Now sadly, finding Fallout 76 info is like finding a needle in a haystack. Could be some stuff that I got wrong. Just let me know in the comments. I'll happily look through it more, and I'll put a little pinned comment for stuff I'm wrong about. Or just tell me your opinion. Do you think the Elder's Mark is going to be bad next update? I personally don't think it'll be bad. I just think that no one will use it because there's going to be just so many more guns available. Now everyone's favorite part, YouTube panhandling. If you subscribe, that'd be great. We are at 436 subscribers right now. I would love to hit 500. Not only do we get donations and stuff, but it would also just be nice because I've always been wanting to get a big channel going. Honestly though, I'm just happy you're watching. I spend a lot of time on these videos. I edit them. Usually it takes me a whole week just to make one video. Not trying to pull a whole, oh, woe is me situation. I could just quit if I really didn't like it. But I just, you know, it's nice to see that someone's seeing it. And with all that said and done, you have a good day.
On a Saturday night.